Eighth day, friends, Navaratras. We'll do Saraswati Suktam. Big it is. It has 41 mantras. 20 today we will do, 20 tomorrow. Just Sankalpa is let the mother, not only during Navaratras, but throughout the year, throughout our life, be invoked by us with all our due upasanas, prayers to her. And when we invoke her, may she bless us with all our equipments, faculties to be so perfect, so integrated, so empowered, so perfectly tuned to the main work what we are doing of studying the Shastras, and through that trying to understand the truth, the reality, the self, beyond, behind all seemingly real world of plurality, multiplicity. And may Mother empower us to rise above, go beyond all these grosser, subtler, causal obstacles, coverings, and make us realize the reality. That is the Sankalpa, that is the only Sankalpa. We need to have all else is in the delusory world, as we have so clearly seen yesterday in our evening Bhagavatam class. Let us do Om Atha Saraswati Suktam Rugveda Samhita Om Om Yamadadadravasambrunachutam Divo Dasam Vadhryashvaya Dashushe Ya Shashvantamachakashadavasam Panim Tate Dhatranita Visha Saraswati Yam Shushme Bhirbhisakha Ivarujatsanugirinam Tavishe Bhirhormevihi पारावतग्निमवसे सुभृक्तिभिः सरस्वती मा विवासे मधीतिभिः सरस्वती देवनिधो निवर्हय प्रजां विश्वस्य बृहस्यस्य मायिनः उत क्षितिभ्यो वनीरविन्दो विषमेभ्यो अस्रवो वाजिनीवति प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभित्र्यवतो यस्त्वा देवी सरस्वत्युपब्रूते धने हिते इन्द्रं न वृत्रतुर्ये त्वं देवी सरस्वत्यवा वाजेषु वाजिनी रदा पूषे वनः सनिम् उतस्या नः सरस्वती घोरा हिरण्यवर्तनिः वृत्रग्निवष्टिसुष्ठुतिं यस्या अनन्तो अह्नुतस्त्वेषश्चरिष्णुरर्णवः अमश्चरतिरोरुवत् सा नो विश्वा अतिद्विषः स्वसूरन्यारुतावरी स्वस्रूरन्यारुतावरी अतन्नहेव सूर्यः उत नः प्रिया प्रियासु सप्तस्वसासु जुष्टा सरस्वती स्तोम्या भूत् आपप्रुषी पार्थिवान्युरुरजो अन्तरिक्षं सरस्वती निदस्पातु त्रिशधस्ता सप्तधातुः पञ्चजाता वर्धयन्ति वाजे वाजे हव्या भूत प्रयामहिम्ना महिना सुचेकिते द्युम्नेभिरन्या अपसामपस्तम रत इव बृहति बिम्बने ऋतोपस्तुल्या स्तुत्या चिकितुषा सरस्वती सरस्वत्यभिनोने शिवस्योमाप स्परीः पयसामान आधक जुषस्वन सख्या वेश्या च मात्वत् क्षेत्राण्यरणानि गन्म प्रक्षोधसाधाय सा सस्र एषा सरस्वती धरुणमायसी भूः प्रभावधाना रथ्येव याति विश्वा अपो महिना सिन्धुरन्याः एका चेतत् सरस्वती नदीनां शुचिर्यति गिरिभ्य आसमुद्रात् रायश्चेतन्ति भुवनस्य पुरेर्घृतं पयो दुदुहे नाहुषाय सवावृधे नर्यो योषणासु वृषा शिशुर्वृषभो यज्ञियासो सवाजिनं मघवद्भ्यो दधाति विसातये तन्वं मामृजीत हुतस्या नः सरस्वती जुषाणोपश्रवत् सुभगा यज्ञे अस्मिन् मितर्य मितग्नु मितग्नुभिर्नमस्येरियान रायायुजा सिदुत्तरा सखिभ्यः इमा जुह्वानायुं पदा नमोभिः प्रतिस्तोमं सरस्वति जुषस्व तव शर्मन् प्रियतमे ददान उपस्थेयाम शरणन्न वृक्षम् अयमुते सरस्वति वसिष्ठो द्वारावृतस्य सुभगे व्यावः वर्धशुभ्रे स्तुवते राशिवाजान यूयं पात स्वस्तिभिः सदा नः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. The remaining portion tomorrow we do. Narayana, friends. Very good work of studying the Upanishads we are doing. Let us always remember the ultimate purpose of every Upanishadic literature, study, satsanga, the purpose that is there, the knowledge that is given is about the Akshara Parabrahma. Each of the Upanishad tries to talk about that Parabrahma in different ways. Few Upanishads which directly talk about the Parabrahma are ruthlessly, not caring whether the audience students are ripened enough to grasp it or not. That is for the highly qualified students. Some Upanishads deal in such a manner that it lifts the person or the seeker from his wrong beliefs who is in now of the world being real to the real reality. In such Upanishads, the obvious world of Jiva Jagat Ishvara also is taken into account and is analyzed, and through that Paramatma who is in and through permeating in all of that is explained. Then if Paramatma that way is all permeating in everything, then what is the position of that everything? Then it is all therefore out of the power of the Lord. All of that is nothing but the projection, imagination on the Lord Himself. And we right now, in our own ignorance, maintaining our separate isolation, sustaining it with the upadhitadatmya, we are not able to clearly understand it. Therefore, for us, the world of name and form is appearing real. The reality is not. When we, thus, with sadhanas, come out of the clutches of our own association with our own upadhis, we become sufficiently energized, powerful, subtle to perceive that self or reality beyond, behind all names and forms. When that is pursued or seen, it will be seen, experienced as our own self. Therefore, our own isolated individuality, the world is apart from us, other than us, and the Ishvara, the Lord, is beyond. All these three, Pratyaksha, Parichinna, Parokshatas, are transcended, and that one truth which is everywhere permeating, that is what is revealed. All these have to become first theoretically very clear in our understanding. Then the big duty and job of trying to realize that self through various outer inner sadhanas and innermost deep meditations. And for that, one has to obviously give up every other contradictory pursuit and exclusively go only for that. Reaching the Paramatma is not difficult. Then the sadhana to reach to Paramatma is difficult. Even sadhana is not difficult, but initiative for sadhana is difficult. The initiative for sadhana is difficult because we still have the value importance to the world. That is what is the big problem at this level. The delusion of everything other than Paramatma as real, as important, as giver of the sukha or shanti. This is the biggest common problem in all the human beings, all jivas. The one who has conquered this obstacle, he alone can be the truly seeker of the spiritual self. Rest all at information level, they may gather some information of some shastras, but that all only academic, that all only to claim that I've heard it, I've studied it, I know it. But their progress in spiritual path is zero because the whole personality, except that little patch of studying shastra understanding, the rest of the whole personality, whole life is totally involved only in being worldly. And in the yugas like Kali now, the entire humanity around us fully is engrossed only in the world through the Upadhi. Therefore, that appears to be the standard, the reality, the benchmark, or the guidance, even for the so called who have studied little of Shastras. Then all these things are revealed to us more and more when we study the Shastra. Then that study alone strengthens our knowledge as well as conviction about the truth, the self, and self alone being the truth or reality. Then, very rare are the ones who seek it at the cost of everything else. And even after seeking it and searching it or trying it, en route also, so many of the hurdles, problems, obstacles of every sort, unimaginable, he'll encounter and he'll have to cross. But remember, the Drudata in the Shastra Jnana, the Nishchaya that I must experience the truth, the Bhakti, Sharanagati, Prarthana to that Paramatma and the Guru, these are the ones who every time empower this sadhaka whenever such big obstacles of any sort coming from within or without to fail him or to distract him to defeat him. So each of us that way, having equipped ourselves thoroughly, must embark on this path which is unseeable, unknowable, the goal. But still, the inspiration is Shastra herself. The inspiration is all the benevolent, kind, compassionate rishis and munis who have reached the truth and vehemently proclaiming that only in the realization of the truth that there is moksha, and truth realization and moksha both are not only definitely possible but must be made as goal. So their kind, compassionate words become the source of inspiration for us, which is continuously required to walk in this path. For the difficulty of the path, for the inexplicability of the goal, for also our present life and present yuga of so much reality given to such a grossest things. From the kosha standpoint, we see we have not even come to the pranamaya kosha level. Such a annamaya kosha level we are lost. Then how come such person lost only in the stula jagat annamaya? Imagine to have the ability, stamina, willingness to rise above even these subtler koshas to see the self. Is it not? So these are all common, natural, known or unknown obstacles to every serious, sincere seeker. So you and I, while studying all these shastras, keep on collecting data regarding the goal, regarding the means, regarding the preparations, regarding the obstructions, regarding the obstacles, regarding how they have to be tackled, conquered. In that, what is our effort? What is the role of Ishvara's Krupa, Guru's Krupa? What is the need of consistently studying the Shastra? ये सारे चीज़ों को हम बुद्धि में बिठाते हुए in that joyful, inspired mood, always have to be on this path. Then it just starts happening. The full faith के साथ करते रहने वालों को जरूर वो जब जब चाहिए तब तब रोशनी दिखता ही रहेगा. देखते हुए उसको बढ़ते जाना आगे. Right now the रोशनी to us is study the Shastras till the that clear understanding about the Sarup of the Paramatma is gained and his role and uh, participation in the whole world is understood and how he is apart from other than all this world. We are now at this stage of trying to understand it. In the next level, we will understand as to how to reach to that self. In the third level, how we have to qualify ourselves to walk on that path to reach. When all these theories are thoroughly understood, when it comes to practicality, first how we qualify ourselves, that we do. Once we become qualified one side, that we test in doing actually the sadhanas which are understood. They complement each other. The more we are qualified, the better we will be able to do the internal journey sadhanas. The more the internal journey we are doing, that gives us confidence to prepare more and more with all our qualifications. These two complementing each other, the qualification and the sadhana. Qualification, sadhana slowly, steadily takes us towards the sadhya, the goal. So may we, by the grace of God, be very thorough in all these very soon without any ambiguity. Any of the shortcomings that are there in us, may the Jagan Mata remove all of them, may make everything so sputa clear to us, both in understanding, inspiration, and walking the path. Good that this way every day we are spending some time. Just try to ponder over and grasp few things at our level. We are at very small, gross, initial level only we are. A lot more preparation efforts required to not only deeply understand but remember what is understood, retain what is remembered, and practice what is retained. So it all will happen when we are on the path. Let us be on this path of spirituality, and the first and foremost and basic thing of daily studying our Tattva Shastra, Moksha Shastra, Brahma Vidya Shastra of the Upanishads. So Aitareya Upanishad Adhyayanam, Yoga Darshanam, Mundaka. Today we'll do the second Khanda of the second Mundaka Saramsha. Then we have our Gita going on, Bhakti Yoga, Bhagavatam, how wonderful. The 87th chapter was. Yesterday we saw how Bhagavan said, to whom he blesses, how he manages the whole blessings. Then in the Adhyatma Ramayana, yesterday we saw Panchakosha Viveka. Today we see the Avasthatraya Viveka, then Gunatraya Viveka. So this is how such are the topics which have to be heard not once, but till we are very clear in the understanding of all of them. As many times it requires, so many times we have to listen. Spirituality is a goal, it's not an entertainment. That once we go through it and feel the joy of it and leave it and go for something else. That we do in the things which are mere entertainments. But spiritual life is a goal. Here, repeatedly we have to keep on doing till each of the things become clear in our understanding and each of the stages we are crossing in our practice. Om. 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ विदितानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विदेहि कृपां सहजां भव शङ्करदेशिक मे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्धिद्वारा मोक्षप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः साधनानां शास्त्रज्ञानानां गुरुशिष्या भक्तभगवत्परम्परायाः समस्तवेदान्तप्रक्रियाणां भक्तिज्ञानादि योगादिप्रक्रियाणां च समस्त साधन प्रक्रियाणां च पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण समस्त विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति कल्याण एकता पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थम अस्मिन् सनातन धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये निष्ठित अस्माकं सह समस्त भक्त साधक सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासूनां संपूर्ण आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्य धैर्य वीर्यादि समस्त सत्संपदा साधनानां सानुकूल्यतानां शक्तीनां प्राप्ति द्वारा समस्त बाह्य अभ्यंतर शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन निवारण द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थम श्री ऋग्वेदांतर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषदः श्री आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनस्य प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे पारायणानन्तरम्। आदौ पारायणम्। ॐ मनस्तावतमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुरिवा भाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम्। ॐ अथ श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयारण्यकान्तर्गत ऐतरेय उपनिषद प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्म एधि वेदस्य मणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Friends, we will not repeat. We have seen earlier how complete, profound is this Shanti mantra, all inclusive. Once in a while, ponder over the meaning of these sentences of the Shanti mantra. Vangme manasi pratishtitam. है ना? Brahma Pratishtita. Let my speech be established in the mind. Manomevachi Pratishtitam. May my mind be established in the speech. You know how essential it is in the class to understand. How essential is this? Cohesiveness, synergy, integration between Bahya and Antahkaranas while doing sadhana. And Aviravirma Edhi, how important is this zest and zeal and strongest desire that the Avi, the Prakasha, the Jnana Prakasha should come to us. And the stronger the desire, greater will be all our required efforts to fulfill that desire. Here the desire is the Avihi, the Jnana Prakasha to happen to us. Then only Vedasya Anistaha, that this Jnana Prakasha comes to us, revealed to us only through the Vedas, means the Vedanta Upanishads. So Vedasya me Anistaha, let this Vedas, Veda Jnana, Vedanta Jnana be very, very closer to me, to my heart, all the time. Then only Shrutam me ma prahasi. The deep desire and effort that whatever we have heard is held by us, retained by us with all respect and reverence. Like in the word, something which is very precious to us or something which is given to us by some precious people. How protective we are regarding that. How careful we are regarding that. Is it not? So here the Shruti Mata is giving us whom we respect, revere, or through her the Lord is giving us. And what is given is the Mukti Jnanam. So how much we have to have that Tadap and Tapana, that whatever we are studying through Upanishads, that great precious gift should be always with us. Shrutam me ma prahasi. What I hear, never leave me and go away, nor I involve in such unwanted things, because of which the heard jnana of Upanishads, which is the giver of moksha, is forgotten by me. And that's why Shrutam me ma prahasihi, what I heard should not leave me after doing this prayer to the Lord to bless us. For this thing to happen, that what we hear should not be forgotten. What we have to do is said in these next three words, three sentences, in which our commitment, our pratigna is said. What are those three things? First, anena adhitena ahoratran sandadhami. Whole day in and day out, day and night, I will anusandhana ya tune मैं करूंगा with what? Anena adhitena. Whatever the adhyanam I have done of the Upanishads, in that mood only, whole day and night I spent, which is an essential practice to be done by ourselves. To do that, we have to do the pratigna. You know, what I am telling is by repeating the meaning of this thought, this Shanti mantra, how crucial and essential is every sentence in it for our being a genuine sadhaka and sadhana to happen genuinely and undoubtedly to reach to the goal. You know, it's a totally high level of mantra. It is the Shanti mantra, very powerful. Like we have seen Shanno Mitra, we have seen Yaschandasam Rishamo Vishwarupaha, we have seen Apyayantu Mamangani, we have seen Sahanavavatu, we have seen Bhadrankarnevihi, we have seen Tachayo Ravrudimahe. Every of these Shanti mantras, in their own way, so great they are beautiful. This mantra is no less than anyone and sometimes appears to be more appealing and more required and essential. अनेन अधीतेन अहोरात्र अनुसंधानामि. इसका जो विषय का अध्ययन कर रहा मैं, विथ दैट ओनली आई डू द अनुसंधानम डे एंड नाइट. इट इज माई प्रतिज्ञा. I can't afford to do anything other than always doing manana chintana of this Upanishad Jnanam. Then only that Jnanam is understood, owned, practiced, realized or experienced. These are the essential and necessary things, please. We can't afford to take the Shastra Dhyanam lightly and yet feel that we must get the moksha or imagine that we get the moksha. It is impossible. No more in those delusions, notions, self deceits we should be. Anena aditena horatran. If for the people, the rishis of the Rishi Kala, this much commitment is required, even though they were at the highest level of purity those days. What to talk about we today who are endowed with all inner and outer self created obstacles? How much commitment and effort we need to have to transcend all these hurdles and limitations and see the self. For that, how much we have to be committed. अनेना अधीतेना होरात्रान सदा. चाहे आज के बंदे हो और उन दिनों के, दोनों के लिए अहोरात्र उपनिषद ज्ञान का ही चिंतन मनन करना is the only way by which the depth and subtlety will come in making us understand and accept the presence of the subtlemost truth, and that alone is real, and everything else is only imagination or projection. Then only we do the rejection of all these things and the acceptance of Paramatma. That is said in the next two sentences. Rutam vadishyami, then Satyam vadishyami. In talk, I talk only that truth of this Upanishad Shruti Mata. I won't take up any subject other than Paramatma for talking, for thinking, for discussing, because all else, how much ever it appears to be beautiful, flowery, tasty, entertaining, pleasing, joy giving, but the theme of all of that being other than Parabrahma, all of that is delusory natured only. Therefore, only Rutam I will talk. And when it comes to practically living life, I will live every moment of my life at every moment only in such manner that all of that leads to my realization of the self only, not anything contrary, opposite, obstruction creating way of life. I will not live like that. That's called Satyam Vadishya. After all these pratignyas done, efforts put, then only we have the right to pray to the Lord to bless us. Without putting our efforts, our prayers are not answered by the Lord. वो कहेंगे पहले तुम तुम्हारे हाथ में जो हो करो. Then only तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु avatu mam avatu vaktaram avatu vaktaram. After we recognize what we have to do, we can do and do them, then only for the beyond doings and beyond results, which are not in our hands, that we have a chance or choice to pray to the Guru or the God, then they bless us. Even Bhagavan, when he says, Teshamaham samudharta mruti samsara sagarad, he said it in the 12th chapter, not in the few earlier 6th chapter. In the 6th, though, he said, Uddhared Atmanatman. Unless we do our Uddhara of ourselves by ourselves to that level of giving the chance to the Lord to do our Uddhara further, what can the Lord do? He cannot. Therefore, Rutam Vadishyami Satyamasham. Then only Tad Mamavatu, Tad Vaktaramavatu. Me and the whole world of my gurus and masters and teachers, me, protected, taken care, and kept in integration so that the transfer of the knowledge and transformation of the personalities of the Shishyas keep on happening. Not only for me, but even beyond, through me or even through the same Gurus, for all the Jivas who are suffering because of the single reason of not discovering the self. Let all of them be guided and blessed by the Shruti Mata and Guru Parampara. That is the meaning of Avatu Bhaktara. Because somebody should be there to speak out through experience regarding the moksha and moksha vidya, and they have to be protected by all means. And what is the protection of such great saints and sages? Is our trust in them, our faith in them, our valuing them, our respect and reverence to them, our seeking guidance from them, our following the guidance sought. So these are the ones which protect the Mahatmas. The protection is not that they need any protection. They are in the Brahma Anubhuti. The protection means they are in our vicinity or we are in their vicinity with all devotion, thus giving them the chance to guide us. That is a protection. Like Parikshit Raja, he himself with his qualification became available for Shukadevji to guide him. So that his preparation to be taught is the protection of the teacher in Shukadevji. अगर नहीं है परीक्षित सुनने को, Shukadevji will go on moving, but not by becoming a teacher and giving such a profound entire Bhagavad Mahamura. So in this way, so many intricate, subtler things are there in it. So this Shanti mantra is very, very powerful, profound, worthy of daily contemplating. You know, and tuning very finer manner with all these sentences there. Now we are into this Aitareya Upanishad from Rigveda, Prathamaha Adhyaya, 3 khandas it has got. First we saw, second we saw, third also we are there. It has got 14 mantras. In this, it begins with this thought that the Lord saw, He have created lokas, I have created lokapalakas, I have given them the place to stay, I have endowed them with the hunger and thirst, and they are in that pangs suffering. Now, as a Pita, as a creator of them and their hunger, it is my duty to provide food for them. These are all part of the play, please remember. This is how the play of the world is going on, which is so obvious in front of our eyes. There's nothing new told here, nothing surprising told. What exactly is happening, that alone is in a systematic manner put in front of us. So, to say in this way, in his immanent form, Lord is playing the play of the universe. We are lost in it for not knowing all these details and also by getting identified with our own individually given role, individually given upadhis. What we have to do with all this knowledge gained, we have to trace back and first and foremost identify ourselves as the real self. Then again play the whatever the individual role that is given in the scheme of this drama of the Lord of this outer world. That's how Jivan means by living in the outer world, Mukti, you are liberated inside. Jivan is Vyavahara, Mukti is Anumoti. So I am a liberated being. Through these upadhis, I am just playing the play. I know. So through all this, that is what is taught to us. What is happening, what we are seeing. Then what did he do for creating the Annam? Same Chata Panchamahabhuta, predominantly from the water, having meditated on it. He saw to it that from that the Murti Rajayata. And that Murti which has come out is the Annam. We have seen all that. What is that Murti? What is explained by our Bhashyakara Amma about that is Saha Apaha Abhyatapato Tabhyah Avitaptabhyah Murti Ajayata. या वै सा मूर्ति अजायत अन्नम वै तत्. So the मूर्ति क्या था? मूर्ति means घन रूपम. घन रूपम means धारण समर्थम. And that dharana samartham ghana rupam murti inherently has these two aspects in it. What? Chara and achara lakshanam. That is what is ajayata utpannam. So the annam utpannam, in the beginning it is murti, that murti is ghana rupa. What is the meaning of ghana is ki dharana samartham. Dharana samartham is which is seeable, which is procurable, which is holdable, which is consumable. धारण सामर्थ्य मीन्स नेक्स्ट द फूड जो आप भोजन करते हो वो धारण समर्थ होना चाहिए. हमको भोजन दिखना चाहिए, हमको भोजन कंज्यूमेबल होना चाहिए, हमको भोजन पकड़ में आना चाहिए, फिर हम उसको कंज्यूम करना. दैट इज द होल मीनिंग ऑफ धारण समर्थम, जिसमें धारण किया जाने वाला सामर्थ्य है, उसको कहते हैं घन रूपम. एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड एज मूर्ति ही. The annam came. That is why the solid rupena annam is consumed. But once it goes, it becomes liquefied through the digestion. Thereafter, it becomes more subtler than that in the form of energy and in the form of all that's required to maintain the entire Sthula Sharira as well as all the Indriyas functioning. See that Leela of Paramatma, ki we consume that bhojanam, then only the body is sustaining with all its limbs and tissues and cells. The Indriyas are working and the Antakarana also. For example, 1 month or 1.5 months without eating anything, let us see what happens. You can see the Antakarana becomes weakened, can't function. इंद्रियाज ऑल्सो गिव अप. मैं हमको नहीं देखा जा रहा, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा. शरीर ऑल्सो बिकम सो dilapidated, you know. But all of them, whatever the energy required for them to sustain and function, is made to enter into us through this Murti Rupa, Ghana Rupa, Dharana Samartha Rupa, Sthula Anna. ये भगवान का लीला है. इसको ऐसा समझकर स्वीकार करना और कुछ विशेष करने की जरूरत नहीं है. बस द रेस्पेक्टिंग द होल प्रोसेस. Respect the anna, respect the consumption of anna, and with the anna consumption, whatever the energies come to the entire faculties, respect all that process by using all these faculties for the only purpose of knowing the truth. इतना थोड़ा कॉमन सेंस जो रेयर है हमको होना पड़ता है. Then we are without sidetrack or distraction. We will be on the path of realization, path of spirituality, path of moksha. So, Murti Ghanarupam Dharana Samartham and Chara Achara Lakshanam Ajayata. Again, Chara Achara Lakshanam is so many ways. So, the Chara Rupa Bhojanam is all the animal food which is consumable by some of the beings. The achara is the plant food which is consumable by some of the jivas. Charachara rupam. Another meaning of that is at the time of consumption of the food is achara. है ना, you cannot move in the plate. पकड़ना चाह रहे हो खाने को, वो भाग रहा है. Then once it is consumed, it cannot be achara there. It has to become chara. It should get digested, it should get circulated. है कि नहीं? Consumable के time achara. Consumption was like the car. At the time of boarding, it is achara. You cannot catch a car when it is running. उसको achara होना पड़ता है. And once you enter it, it cannot be achara. अरे उसमें बैठे आगे बढ़ने के लिए, it should move chara. Therefore, car is achara and chara. Because the purpose of it is so. In the same way, the annam is achara while consumption. After that, it should be the chara in the sense should get digested, should go into different parts as different energy is required. The essence of the anna alone makes the mouth speak, eyes see, ears listen, etc. So if it is achara, this all cannot be accomplished. Therefore, the chara achara qualities in that anna Bhagavan has put. Mm. And the other reason is what? As we said yesterday, the waters and the winds and even the sunlight, they are also anna. And towards these things, we cannot go. You can't go to Surya. Surya will have to come. For that, he has to be chara. So too, the water has to come to us through pipelining nowadays. Or those days, from the glaciers melt करके आना है. You can't go to glaciers to get the water. So too, the Vayu. No, you can't go to the Vayu by yourself to consume it. No, पता कि नहीं चलेगा है कहाँ हो. और जब तक वहाँ जाओगे, the deficiency of Vayu मर ही जाएंगे हम. Vayu has to be chara and it has to come to us. Then only we'll be inhaling it and we are alive. Just telling the purpose of the anna to be chara as well as achar. भगवान का भाष्यकार का जो कहना है. सो चरा अचर लक्षणम अजायत उत्पन्नम. सो कंक्लूजन इज अन्नम वै तत् मूर्ति रूपम या वै सा मूर्ति ही अजायत. देखो दैट मूर्ति रूप में जो जन्म लिया है ऑन द संकल्प ऑफ द लॉर्ड, दैट इज अन्नम. And what is annam? Adyate च भूतानि तस्मादन्नम तदुच्यते इति. है ना? अन्नमय कोश एक्सप्लेनेशन के टाइम इन तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद वैसा. It is eaten also and it eats us also. Is it not? Both ways. It is eaten, food, by us. But if the food is overeaten, it eats us away. Or when we die as a body, this body becomes anna. Therefore, it is eaten by others. When a body is alive, it is the eater of the anna. Adyate is eaten. Atti is eater also. Adyate teja bhutani. And the same thing in the third Mrugavalli also. The ज्ञाता ज्ञेय रूपेण जो बार बार आया, हमने उसमें भी ये बात को देखा था. We have seen that point also. Okay, so this is what it is. Now, what happened that food when it is created? Looking at these devatas who are in a hungry mood to consume, the food started running. That is what is said here. Food started running is means what? It is we who have to be conscious, careful to respectfully court the food and receive it and consume it at the right time. Otherwise, the opportunity of consuming the food doesn't stay permanently, it goes away. है कि नहीं? तो इसलिए कहते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू अवर शास्त्रीय वे, फूड कुकड विद इन 3 hours इट हैज टू बी कंज्यूम्ड मैक्सिमम. बियॉन्ड दैट दैट फूड शुड नॉट बी ईटन. एक याम काल के बाद यातयामम हो जाता है. Yama means 3 hours. So that is the meaning of the food running away. We have to have that alertness to grasp or catch the food and consume. Otherwise it goes away from like in the office, very hard work one is doing. But when the time of food comes, if he doesn't stop anything in the world and take the food, then he cannot do the further works properly. This non-consumption of the food affects every layer of his personality and he will be affected by it. इसलिए कहते हैं 100 काम भी छोड़कर खाना खाना चाहिए, है ना। 1000 काम भी छोड़कर नींद लेना चाहिए, लाख काम भी छोड़कर समय पे भगवान का प्रार्थना करना चाहिए. You might have heard these things. Okay. Then thereafter, courting or stopping or doing whatever, each of the devatas now who are in the Indriya Rupa with their own specific given powers tried to consume that food. Okay. In their effort, they could not consume. All of them failed. Only the pranavayu succeeds. That also with the help of apana. यह प्राणवायु का नाम तो बोलते ही नहीं वहां, अपान ने उसको ग्रहण किया कहते. What is the importance of the whole thing? First, we have not chanted today na the Upanishadic mantras. थोड़ा सा फटाफट 3 मिनट में chant करके with Bhashya we study that. I am going very jet speed, है ना. The whole third khanda. Jet speed means really jet speed. Try करता हूँ मैं भी just to save those 1 or 2 minutes. ओम अथ तृतीय खंडः स ईक्षते मेनुलोकाश्च लोकपालाश्चान्नमेभ्यः सृजा इति सोपोभ्यतवत्ताभ्यो वितप्ताभ्यो मूर्तिरजायत या वैसा मूर्तिरजायत अन्नं वै तद् तदेन सृष्टं परान्त्यजिघांसत वाचा जिगृक्ष तन्ना शक्नोद्वाचा ग्रहीतुं शयदेन द्वाचा ग्रहैष्यत् अभिव्याहृत्य हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तत्प्राणेनाजिगृक्षत् तन्ना शक्नोत् प्राणेन ग्रहीतुं सयथैनत् प्राणेनाग्रहैष्यत् अभिप्राण्य हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तच्चक्षुषा जिगृक्षत् तन्ना शक्नोत् चक्षुषा ग्रहीतुं सयथैनत् चक्षुषा ग्रहैष्यत् दृष्ट्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तत्श्रोत्रेण जिगृक्षत् तन्ना शक्नोत् श्रोत्रेण ग्रहीतुं सयथैन श्रोत्रेणाग्रहैष्यत् श्रुत्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तत्त्वचा जिगृक्षत् तन्ना शक्नोत् त्वचा ग्रहीतुं सयथैन त्वचा ग्रहैष्यत् स्पृष्ट्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तन्मनसा जिगृक्षत् तन्ना शक्नोन्मनसा ग्रहीतुं सयथैनन् मनसा ग्रहैष्यत् ध्यात्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तच्चिष्णेन जिगृक्षत् तन्ना शक्नोत् चिष्णेन ग्रहीतुं सयथैनच्चिष्णेनाग्रहैष्यत् विसृज्य हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तदापानेन जिगृक्षत् तदावयत् सैषोन्नस्य ग्रहो यद्वायुरन्नायुर्वा एष यद्वायुः स ईक्षत कथन्विदं मद्रुते स्यादिति स ईक्षत कदरेण प्रपद्या इति स ईक्षतेति वाचाभिव्याहृतं यदि प्राणेनाभिप्राणितं यदि चक्षुषा दृष्टं यदि श्रोत्रेण श्रुतं यदि त्वचा स्पृष्टं यदि मनसा ध्यातं यद्यपानेनाभ्यपादितं यदि शिष्णेन विसृष्टमत कोऽहमिति स एतमेव सीमानविदारितया द्वारा प्रापद्यत सैषा विद्युतिर्नाम द्वाः तदेतन्नान्दनन्तस्य त्रय आवसताः त्रयः स्वप्नाः अयमावसतो इति स जातो भूतान्यभिव्यैक्ष्यत किमिहान्यं भावदिशदिति स एतमेव पुरुषं ब्रह्म तत मम इदम् अदर्शमिति तस्मादिन्द्रो नामेदन्द्रो ह वै नाम तमिदन्द्रं सन्तम् इन्द्रमित्याशक्ते परोक्षेण परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः. Very tongue twisting chantings, all of them. Now we are taking tad enat srishtam parang tyajigam sat tad vacha ajigrukshat tad na ashaknot vacha grahetum sayadha enat vacha agraheshat abhivyahruta eva annamatripsat. This is the mantra number 3. Simple meaning 2 times we will see. First from the mantra we see, so that the mantra ka padon ka artha you will be able to catch. Same thing with little more Bhashya. Bhashyakara explains. We will see that. Then the next 7-8 mantras, It is the same meaning, only the Indriya you have to change. Okay. First, Tad Enat Srushtam. Tad Enat, that this. Srushtam created. What is created? Latest Annam. What happened to that Annam? Parangti Ajigamsatu. Right? Parangti Ajigamsat. From the consumption of the Devatas, Parangti, it started moving away. Not Pratyak, but Parak, going away. That's what I said. It won't stay. The food or any opportunity is continuously in front of us. Every moment, its value, nutritional value, spiritual value, energy value keeps on getting reduced. Therefore, we have to be in a sense of urgency inside us to consume it, to grasp it, so that we are in a survival mode for doing our sadhana. Then what happened? Now, one by one, Indriya tried to consume. So, one thing is said here, Vani. So, what happened? Tat, tat means that food, Vacha. The Vag Indriya Devata, let us say Agni Devata, Vacha through his Indriya, the Vani, Ajigrukshatu. Means Grhatumicha Jigruksha. Grahana means taking and consuming. He tried to take and consume that solid food, this Vag Devata, Agni Devata, through him, Indriya called as Vani. Then what happened? Tat na ashaknotu vacha grahitu. So by his Indriya called as Vani, that Indriya Vani Devata Agni could not consume that food. Grahana nahi kar paya. Okay. Grahan nahi kar paya. And that is why this is the reason today. For that being the reason, this is what we see today. What is that reason? And this is what we are seeing now. The reason is through the Vani, sorry, the Agni Devata, through his Vani power, he could not consume food. For that reason, this is what we see today. What do we see today? Very interesting, very cute thought. Ki saha means that Agni Devata, yat indeed, if at all, ha indeed. Yat means, ha means, if at all, indeed. Enat means this food ko. Vacha, by Vani, agrahishyat. If he was able to grasp or catch the food by the Vani, that Agni Devata, in the beginning, then what would have continued from now till now and even the future for all? This should have been continued. What is that? Abhivyahritya eva annam atrapsyatu. Means what? He, by just taking the word or name or speech of the food alone, food should have become consumed. Hmm? Hmm? By just uttering the name of the food, because the Agni Devatas work through the Vanis to utter the name. So by naming the food only, taking the name of the food only, uttering the name of the food only, the consumption of the food should have happened. You understood? But is that the case so? No. From when it is happening, right from the beginning of creation of the Devatas and creation of the Anna. So the Vani requires food for it to speak, but it cannot take the food by its only power of speech. है कि नहीं तो चॉकलेट कहते ही कंजम्पशन ऑफ चॉकलेट का अनुभूति आ गया, आइसक्रीम कहते ही हो गया, है ना? ये नहीं खाना आपको चाहिए खाने का, उसका नाम ले लो तो कंजम्पशन इज ओवर. It should have happened like that, no? It is not so. On the other hand, the more you take the name of the food, the hunger increases only. You just think. And as we yesterday toward the end, we explained that the way of the food made by the Lord and the way it is made to be consumed. So geniusly miraculous and great that the food is taken inside by the apana, of course, through the mouth, but then he too contains, as we just now said again, all the power and energy in it to support all faculties. It's like everybody at home, children, need food. They're very hungry, but they can't go and do the naukri and get the food or cook the food. है ना? The naukri doing and getting the food is done by father. Cooking is done at home by the mother. Then the food comes to all children. By themselves, children can't, but they need food. If we understand the example in the same way. And जैसे अभी बताया हमने 20 मिनट पहले, in this aspect of the things, it is only to be understood and accepted. There is nothing wisdom special there. इस तरह से भगवान ने सृष्टि बनाई. भूख लगेगा, वाणी को शक्ति चाहिए, उसके लिए खाना चाहिए. सामने है खाना, फिर भी वो वाणी नहीं खा सकता खाने को. It shows to us that in this world, so many things we need or we want to achieve. But all those fulfillments of the needs, all those accomplishments of achievements have their own paddhati. With that paddhati we have to do, not by the paddhati which we think we can try. Understood the subtle thought? Like you want the paddy. So you want the paddy, but there is a paddhati to grow the paddy in that paddy or rice field. You have no choice or right. The whatever the way I want, I'll do, but the paddy should come. नहीं, उसका जो process right from खेत जोतना है सारा रुपाई उसको follow करना ही पड़ता है. So we have no right to alter the rules regulations in the world. We have only the duty to abide by them in our own interest. It's very important, very subtle thought is conveyed. It is applicable for the Vyavahara, more so it is applicable even for sadhana. In that, we have to go to Guru only. We have to study the Tattva Shastra from him. We have to do the Manana Chintana. Without these processes, doing whatever we feel like and want the truth to be revealed, hidden in the Shastra, it will never happen because you have not followed the rules there. इस तरह भक्ति के रूल्स, ज्ञान के रूल, योग के रूल, धर्म परिपालना के रूल, सब मिलकर जीवन को जीने के रूल्स रेगुलेशंस होते हैं. उसको फॉलो करना हमारे ही फायदे के लिए. अपनी इच्छा अनुसार हम नहीं कर सकते. सो द वाणी's ability to speak, it may able to speak, but that won't fetch it the food consumption, which is not consumed by just uttering through the mouth. So therefore, the limitations of everything and process of everything must be known. And accept the limitations, respect the processes. Then only life will be pakka beautiful. देखो शुरू में जब वाणी ने कोशिश की भोजन को खाने का, उससे हुआ नहीं. And see the wisdom of that Vani. Till now, from that time onwards, it never insisted that I will grasp the food. It allowed the process. That is why every day it is getting the food. If it insists कि मैं अपने बोलने के द्वारा भोजन का ग्रहण करता हूँ, जब कभी वो इंसिस्ट होता है उसी को नुकसान है. बिकॉज भोजन कैनॉट बी ग्रहीता और रिसीव्ड और कंज्यूम्ड बाय वाणी, मीन्स बाय टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. तो एक बार उसको पता चला अपना लिमिटेशन और प्रोसेस, ही हैज एक्सेप्टेड. दैट इज द विजडम ऑफ द वाणी. हाँ, इट प्लेस इट्स रोल. लेकिन like the Vani only says to the mother, "Oh mother, serve rice, serve roti, serve dal." उतना तक वाणी करेगा, लेकिन वाणी कंज्यूम नहीं करेगा. It will request. And every indriya will do its job. Eye will see the food, nose will smell the food, the hand will have the touch of the food, but they won't consume. They do their role. Okay. Now this is said no. First the food wanted to run away. That shows that we have to consume it at the right time. That's only purpose of that sentence. Then the Vani tried to do the jigruksha grahitum. With a desire to consume, it tried. It failed. Then what is to be understood from that? If it had succeeded, then now just by uttering the name of the food would have been received. But ऐसा system बना ही नहीं भगवान ने. For some yogis, mahayogis, we have identified the tanmatras and all. The very rare people, through their sankalpa only, without the need of the food, with the sankalpa shakti, all faculties get nurtured and nourished. जैसे जस्ट मुझे एनर्जी आना चाहिए वो आ जाता है बस. दे करोड़ों में एक महायोगी है, दे आर ऑल एक्सेप्शंस, बट दिस इज फॉर जनरल, द क्रिएशन इज इन जनरल. सो यद्वाचा अजिगृक्षत तद्वाचा अजिगृक्षत तत् न अशक्नोत वाचा ग्रहीतुं स यद्वाचा अग्रहीष्यत अविव्याहृत्यः एव अन्नमतृप्स्यत्. By saying the name of the food only, the consumption of food should have happened. Then no kheti body, no creation of anything, nothing required, but just by speaking you get food. In other words, the one who conquers the pranamaya kosha, subtle thought I am saying, and also becomes the great devotee of Agni Devata, ओके, उस उन जीवों को मुख से उस अन्न का नाम लेने से ही वो अन्न का जो फल है वो मिल जाता है. इन दिस सेंटेंस that also you can accept, that also you can interpret as. There are, as I said now, some rare yogis. Through their sankalpa, they create the anna. मुंह से कहेंगे तो अन्न आ जाता है. कंजम्पशन होता है उनके लिए. Like Lord Krishna, he consumed one grace of rice and he said, let the hunger of all Durvasa and thousands of Shishyas who came with him be quenched of that hunger and thirst. They all took bath and came and told Draupadi Maya, हाँ हमारा पेट भर गया हम जा रहे. She was so afraid because you will give shab. And that Akshay Patra can give the food only till that time, as much as it is required. Till she eats. उनका खाने का फिर उस दिन के लिए अक्षय पात्र से खाना नहीं आएगा. शी हैज ईटन द फूड, बर्तन मांज के रख दिया उन्होंने. नाउ केम दैट दुर्वास. I'm just going to bath. These are our disciples. You have to keep food. He'll never think, how do you procure? It is in your hands. अतिथि देवो भव, तुमको करना है, चाहे तुम अरण्यवास में हो, जो भी हो. Who is there to save her at that time? Only Krishna. Krishna, she said, he came. Kya ye bro? He said, bring that patra. She brought. And unfortunately, she did not wash the utensil properly. There is one small shakha in that. Shakha means tarkari. सब्जी जो कहते हैं टुकड़ा इतना. भगवान ate it. And he identified the samashti pranamaya kosha. He is that. He just did that sankalpa. All the foods which each of these shishyas, including Durvasa, was imagining to get of their own choice and quantity. They all felt all of that is got by them. And they are so contented, the quantity wise, the variety wise, and the quality wise of the food, that without even asking for the food, they come, say Hari Om or say whatever Ashirvadam, they went away. दैट इज कृष्णा इज ईश्वर योगेश्वर महायोगेश्वर महायोगेश्वरेश्वर. तो उनके लिए संभव है. सम रेयर में दैट इज देयर तपशक्ति. हाँ, their Namashakti. They invoke their Namashakti and say, so this person is sitting for tapasya, so he should not be disturbed by thirst and hunger. Therefore, चलो 11 दिन के लिए उनको hunger thirst नहीं हो, yet energy मिल जाए. Those rishis, yogis with their Shakti do the sankalpa for the deserving people. Like Narada Bhagavan's Anugraha Shakti was in Dhruva, that for months together he was without the food. Even वायु को भी रोक दिया उन्होंने लेना. But still he was alive, which is a miracle. These are very highly yogic स्थितिस जिसको हम 10-20 जन्म के बाद सोचना शुरू कर सकते. And that is all. None of them are in fact purposes. Purpose is to know the truth or reality. No yogi is great because he is a yogi. Every yogi is great because he is a Brahmagnani. Or a Brahmagnani yogi alone is great because of Brahmagnana. Then his yoga is to help the world. Yoga Shakti, I am talking, the siddhis, this type of powers on the matter, which is not the subject here. That will be a subject for the next 3-4 months when we study our Yoga Darshana Shastra. Okay? Now, our job is to study the same shloka with Bhashya. है ना, कल का दिन थोड़ा इसका लगेगा. Then the mantra 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9, all these 6 mantras are not commented by Bhagavan Shankara because the whole thing is same. So we can also skip all the 9 in one go and then go to the 10th and 11th, 12th, 13 in this way. So steadily only let us study. So tad enat annam lokapalanam arthe abhimuke srishtam tad yatha mushagadi himarjaradi gochare san mama mrityu annadah iti matva parag anchati iti parang sad atrun ati अजिगांसत अधिगंतुम ऐच्छत पलायितुम प्रारभत इत्यर्थः. तत् अन्न अभिप्रायं त्वा स लोकपाल संघातः कार्यकरण लक्षणः पिंडः प्रथमजत्वात् अन्यांश अन्यादान अपश्यन् तदन्नं वाचा वदन व्यापारेण अजिगृक्षत ग्रहीतुम् ऐच्छत्. तत् अन्नं न अशक्नोत् न समर्थः अभवत् वाचा वदनक्रियया ग्रहीतुम् उपादातुम्. स प्रथमजः शरीरी यत् यदि ह एनद् वाचा अग्रहेष्यत् गृहीतवान् स्यात् अन्नं सर्वः अपि लोकः तत् कार्यभूतत्वात् अभिव्याहृत्यः एव अन्नम् अत्रप्स्यत् तृप्तः अभविष्यत्. न च एतदस्ति अतः न अशक्नोत् वाचा ग्रहीतुम् इति अवगच्छामः. पूर्वजः अपि. What a clarity see in this part of the Bhashya. Not much, 10-15 मिनट में इसका हम कल समझेंगे. So to the prana, chakshu, shrotra, every one of them with their capacities, exclusive, tried to consume food. None of them could consume. Then only the apana has consumed the food. And why it is said, what is the importance in it, is the subject which I have to slowly study. We will do that tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे. ओम तत्सत्. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. That is what for the day. Rama. I just want to go slowly in the study of our Upanishads. And mind you, for me also, study